Hi guys, Pastor Chris here. I'm here with my beautiful assistant, Dee Dee May. Say hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
And we are out here in front of the church on this beautiful day. Hey, early in this pandemic, after we had been in lockdown for about 3 weeks or so, I had the occasion to come over here to church for something. And it had been several weeks since I had even been over here. And just that time away enabled me to see this place in a whole different light. I saw it, I feel like I saw it from the eyes of a newcomer, and I felt a sense of urgency from the Lord to begin some improvement projects during this shutdown that started in this building and ended up in the church building. And I'm so anxious to guide you through on this tour today, the remodels that we did in both buildings, and explain how they're going to prepare us for the next step. So we're going to start with the classroom building here. This building here used to be the parsonage for the church. In fact, when I started at this church, by the way, this year it'll be 50 years that I've been going to this church. I started when I was 7, and I'm going to be 57 this year. I don't know what that means. It's just kind of bizarre. But this used to be a functional parsonage. The pastor and his family lived here in a very, very small house. We've lived with it for years. Some areas were remodeled over the years and painted and repurposed for our classroom building, but other areas were literally the same as they were. This house was built in the 40s, and so needless to say, like the kitchen and the bathrooms, they were in desperate need of some renovation. But more than that, this building was in bad repair. It was in disrepair. We have recently changed the roof on it. It's a relatively new air conditioner that we put on this house, but we also put in the air conditioner what is called bipolar ionization. That is basically a air purifying system that ionizes the air to go after and attack free radicals in the space. What it is an air purifier to go after things such as viruses. We put that in the church building, the classroom building, and the church building next door. So we're really proud of that. So relatively new AC, relatively new roof, and what we've done on the outside here, you can see, is we painted it, and I really appreciate Jim Rogers' company for doing all the hard work and really beautifying this building, this classroom building. There was a lot of plaster repair that needed to be done, but more than that, we replaced the windows. The windows in this place were horrible. They were very old and rotted. All the wood was dry rotted around them. Places where bad things could start growing, and so we replaced the windows with all new, nice, energy efficient windows. Same with the doors, all new doors. It's been replastered, painted. You can see it's got new landscaping now around it. We're so proud of what is been done in this building. And as we're going to get, why don't you come this way, over here to this entrance here, this side entrance will be the future handicap accessibility ramp entrance that'll go out here into the grass. We widened that whole doorway. We put, as once you get inside, you're going to see we opened it up inside, and we got it ready for a handicap ramp in the near future. So with that being said, let's go ahead and cut it for right now, and let's kind of pick it up back inside. Okay, so we're inside the classroom building now. This right here used to be the kitchen. I'm standing in what used to be the dining room years ago. The kitchen was really old. The cabinetry, countertops were all original, very bad shape. We have repurposed this kitchen to be more of a craft and a children's department type kitchen. A lot more counter space. We've made this a flex space now. We took out a wall that was right here, so this is now more open, and we have the required accessibility with the wheelchair when it's coming in. Let me show you inside this little closet here. This is just to show that Literally not 1 inch of this building was left untouched. We redid this whole storage closet, including putting a new energy efficient water heater in. And that's really cleaned up from what it used to look like. But my pride and joy in this building is this. We have an official, accessible restroom for the kiddies. So proud of that. This building used to have 2 very small old restrooms because it was a house. And instead we remodeled it into 1 new handicap restroom. Everything is done up to code and done right. We're ready for that harvest. We really believe that God is going to send a harvest of children. Pray with us for that. I really believe that that is part of what God is going to do. And that's why we had a sense of urgency and preparation for this. So the rest of the building here really didn't change a whole lot other than we just went through and refreshed. But if I could have her, can you please go down low, please? This is all new flooring in here. This is really durable, easily washed. It's linoleum that looks like wood. It's really awesome. Excited about that. And then here's our front room is in here. This is going to be the children's worship area. We're going to start off with worship videos there. So we got the TV all ready to go. And just imagine this room right here filled up with kids worshiping the Lord. And that is the intent, is that they're going to start, when we start our service at 10 o'clock, the kids are going to start their own worship service at 10 o'clock. It's going to be awesome. There's going to be 2 worship services starting at 10 o'clock when we all get a chance to meet back together. And this room here will be where all that takes place, and then they'll break off into their other rooms when they are ready to go into their classes. And so more on this function here. Once we get into the basement, I'll tie it together as to what the future vision is. So let's go ahead and end it for right now, and we'll pick it back up over on the Okay, guys, this is the church building, the back of it. We're going to start at the back. And what you see up high are the 2 new air conditioning units for the sanctuary. Those were old units before, so we have new, nice, energy efficient units. We've also changed out the equipment in the basement, so the basement has new AC. And like I said when I was over in the other building, all these air conditioning systems have that ionization system in them for air purification to help they basically neutralize the free radicals, such as viruses and other good stuff or bad stuff that's in the air. So that happened, but you can't really see it. It's going to be hard for you to see from this angle, but one of the things that we did first was we re-roofed the church. And in fact, that was really one of the first big projects that we did, was the re-roof. The church building had the same corrugated old metal panels up there on the roof that had been there since the mid-40s, if you can believe that. Literally since the mid-40s. And so over the years, we've had all kinds of problems. I've personally been up there, I don't know how many times, up on the high roof, putting more screws in and trying to get those things to stay attached, especially after a tough storm. Yeah, like I say, you can't see it from this angle, but it's got a whole new roof. We're really proud of that. And then that really paved the way for the new paint that you can see here. You'll get a better shot of the nice paint job that we have once we get up to the front. So let's go ahead and end it now, and then we'll pick it up there in the front of the church building. This building is 100 years old. It was built and commissioned in 1921, and so we just love celebrating the history of this building and honoring it. I believe that we're being good stewards of it by doing what we're doing. We also replaced the signage. Here's our Celebrate Recovery sign. Yay, Celebrate Recovery. Let's go over here to the front of the building. The porch, though, those are new lights. The lights that we had in there before were the originals, and they were very, very old and problematic. We replaced it. We fixed the wiring. We repainted all the front porch. again, new signage. Coming around this way. We got some more of the new signage here. This sign here is LEDs. We got whenever we place any lights, it's all LEDs now, and that sign is activated by ambient lighting. So as soon as it gets dusk, that light comes on. And you can see here where we have cleaned up the landscaping, and all the way down the side, now we have a nice new planter with some bushes, and that's done to beautify, but also it's functional. For years, when the rain would fall off the building, it would hit the dirt and splash up on the side of the building. And after Jim's crew did such a great job with the paint, we didn't want that to happen anymore. So got that nice landscape strip there for that purpose. Okay. Let's take a break. We're going to go ahead and go on. We are inside the building now, the church building, in our entryway, our lobby, or foyer, really, is what we would probably call it. And you can see we not too long ago dressed it up in here and brought out a lot of the character of the age of this building. We celebrate the brick. That is really literally poured in place brick and mortar walls that we have. And we love that old stained glass window. That particular window was dedicated in 1948 by the junior department. Love it. Love the history of it. And then as you come back around, it will match history with the reality of today, and that is all of our COVID signage there. Isn't that nice and lovely? Even on the floor, we have our stickers there. So point is that we're ready. We are dialed in and ready to meet whenever that time comes up that we are able to do it. Let's take a look inside. I want to show you something in the back of the church first. So let's go over here. And I want to show you what we've redone. This is how we do our live streaming. Here's our live streaming equipment. We have 2 separate cameras, and all the brains are back there behind that half wall there. We got the computer and all the equipment. I'm so proud of our team that has in short order become what I think a professional live streaming team. So that's where it all happens. When I come to you on Wednesdays and Sundays, that's those are the cameras that do it. Praise God. Hi guys, we're now at the front of the church with the stage in the background. And you're familiar with this pulpit. This is where I speak to you each Sunday morning and Wednesday night. You're familiar with this place, but you may not be familiar with our stage because those cameras don't get a full pan of the stage. We're so excited. I'm very proud of all the work that was done in the stage. The stage has been really completely redone since the last time you saw it, adding a lot of some of the character of the age of the building, as well as, along with the beautification of it, we also have made it more functional in some ways. So let's talk about it from the bottom up. We repainted the bottom of the stage where it matches the rest of the room better. And by the way, the room was touched up and repainted in a lot of areas and beautified. Thank you, Jim's crew, for doing that. We also changed the carpet to where it matches now a lot better. The previous carpet really didn't go too well. We've been wanting to change that for a while, so we changed the carpet, painted, and then, but more than that, you can see now the behind the scenes here on the walls. Most of the changes take place in the walls. We wanted to, again, celebrate the age of the building, and so we thought we'd bring some of that brick from the entryway that you saw a minute ago up to the stage, and we created these 2 columns on each side, but they are also functional too because they have wiring. On the left here, we have our crossover logo in brushed aluminum, and it's backlit with LEDs. But on the right, I'm particularly excited about the cross that you can see on the right, and I'll get out of the way so my wife can get a better shot at it. That cross has literally been part of this building for as long as I've been here, and like I said earlier, that's about 50 years so far. That cross has been probably moved 2 or 3 times on the stage. That's the original cross that we've always had, and now it's backlit We are so excited about that. We love embracing the past as we engage our future. That's part of our vision here at the church. But also, what is the curtain for? Good question. Besides adding some color and some texture and some interest to the stage, it's also functional because it is concealing a nice hole, a nice opening that we framed through that wall into the back room. And we'll explain what that opening does here in just a minute, because now I'm going to take you to the back room. Okay, we're in the baptismal room now. That is what is behind the stage. We framed that opening there so that when we're going to do baptisms, we can literally just pull the curtain open, and whoever's getting baptized, you'll be able to see it from the crowd. We've been wanting to do this, guys, for years and years, and it just became time to do it. So proud of it. We even got a little library over here of some books. If you wanted to check out any of those books and do it on an honor system and just bring it back when you're done, that's great. But this baptistry here is a single person baptistry that is going to be heated, and we have the plumbing over here, we have the electrical here. We can fill it up in just a matter of a few minutes, and it's going to be heated, and then when we're done, we just drain it. And so that is such an improvement over the old baptistry that we had down in the basement. I'm particularly excited about that because I was hours and hours and hours of prep and cleanup whenever we did a baptismal service. Now it'll be just a matter of utilizing the utilities in this. The baptistry is underneath here. A person, you can see the steps are right here. You'll get up. We have a handrail that we put up. The person will be able to get down into the water. Their upper torso will be visible from the congregation, and we can do it. And here's the thing. We could even do these on the fly. If the Spirit is leading in a certain way and we feel like we want to have a baptismal service, then you know what, we'll do it. And excited about that. We'll have some, we already have some hooks on the walls and some places for towels and shirts and shorts. We'll have even some things here in case people didn't bring anything with them. So really excited about that. We have a baptistry room now behind the stage, so praise God for that. Right. We are downstairs now in the basement, our fellowship hall as it were, and we did a lot of work down here too. So let's get into it. You can see right from the get-go we have our COVID signage up. We're all ready to go with that. But more than that, I'm so proud to show you the fact, honey, why don't you come and kind of take a little tour. We now have a little cafe area down here for people to hang out, have some coffee in the morning. It'll be used during Celebrate Recovery as our fellowship area and snacking, and even during meals. We're so excited about it. This room here used to be an old storage room, and it was just junky. It was just full of junk, and it just took up space. And wanted to use this for something productive for quite a while. It took a lot of work. We knocked these walls out here that used to define this room. We had to put in a whole new beam to hold up what's above, but it was all done right and done to code. So again, we're so proud of this. Can't wait to use this. If you go down, if you don't mind going down with the camera, you see that floor is similar to what we had in the children's building, and we put it all the way over. The entire basement is filled over to the point where we have tile in the kitchen, and in the hallway there, we got rid of the old vinyl composition tile, basically linoleum tiles that were so problematic, so hard to keep clean. We buffed them. We buffed the floor, and then within a week or two, it looked like it needed buffing again. So much work. This floor here is a dream. We just love it. So we also, if you don't mind panning up a little bit, we also put all new LED lights down here, energy efficient lights, and they are dimmable. So when we have dinner functions or functions for whatever reason we want it to be a little dimmer in here, we can do that now. Pretty excited about that. So now I mentioned something next door, when we were in the kids building, I said I'll explain more about that children's worship area. Now, we believe that soon, when God brings the harvest, when we're filling that building up with kids, that front room will soon be too small for kids worship. This will become the kids worship. So honey, if you could come back this way and go put the counter back in this direction. At that time in the morning, we will move these tables out. They fold up, they roll out. This will be the back prop for the kids worship area. And then they will have the basement for their worship services. That is the intent. So this really is twofold. It's a cafe, and it'll also be the future worship area for the kids. So excited about that. Can't wait to see that. All right, we are in the other end of the basement now, and over there was the baptistry for not just years, but decades. And it was an old portable baptistry, took up a lot of room. It was very awkward to use. No need to go into all of that. We were blessed to have it for so many years. And now we are blessed to give it to another church. There was another church that needed it. They came and got it. And I explained to them how to take it apart and put it together. And they were so blessed to come get it. So that was great. But now we have more room. It added more room for more tables and more seating. But I'm particularly excited to point out one thing right here. When we started doing a study on how to make this building accessible, one of the issues in the basement was this condition right here, because we had floors meeting at different heights. This floor here was vinyl tile, and it met with the other kind of tile here, the ceramic tile section, and there was at least a ½ inch, probably about a ¾ inch bump right there that was not up to code. So we refloated this floor here and over in the kitchen entrance, and now it all flows with the ceramic tile, and it's legal for handicap. And we're so excited about that. So we will be ready when we build the new addition. This basement will be ready for that. And let's go on down the hallway here. This is the ladies' restroom. Not much really changed in it other than we added a diaper changing station. But this right here is another thing I'm very, very proud of. We now have an accessible restroom downstairs. I'm so excited about this. It was a lot of work that it took to get this building this room the right size and get everything up to code, but we did it, and we're so excited about this. We actually have an accessible restroom. Praise God for that. Okay, and lastly, this is our kitchen. We already remodeled this a couple of years ago, but just wanted to show it to you. Maybe those that haven't seen it, we have a pretty nice kitchen, not bad for us anyway, and very functional, including its own air conditioning system in here. It does get quite hot in this kitchen when we're in here doing things. It gets used a lot during Celebrate Recovery. There was a lot of work that went into this remodel, and we're very, very thankful for all those that contributed to it. Lastly, I want to show you this little entrance right here. This is the rear entrance to the basement off the side here. These stairs here, a lot of people use these stairs still, and they were old and creaky. And frankly, I was afraid that somebody was going to fall through one of these days. The wood was really old, plywood was sagging and creaking, and the handrails were suspect. We went in and fixed all of that. We shored up the floor, the stairs, solid now, solid handrails. So we are dialed in and ready for the harvest, ready for the return when God says go. So can't wait to see you. Thanks for watching this. We love you. We'll see you soon.